DGWhipZ here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how much cash I have wasted into this Infiniti G35. Yes, how much money I've spent total on everything on this car. Before I start the video, guys, I want to give everybody a thanks for those of you that regularly follow my channel. I've seen that I have a lot more reoccurring subscribers and watch time, so thank you guys that do watch my videos regularly. I do appreciate it. I know who you guys are. And to update you guys on the VR30 swap, I am most likely going to be using that G35 to do it on, and I am currently focused on getting out of my mama's house. This is my mom's place, and getting my own space. That way I don't have any issues with having a bunch of tools and car parts lying around, because doing an engine swap is gonna take a lot of space, a lot of time. There's gonna be a lot of stuff lying around. It's gonna be really messy, and I'm gonna need space for it. So I'm working on getting that situated right now. Hopefully in the next few months I'll be out of here and gone. But I don't want to waste any time. Let's get right into the video. So first, what I'm going to start off with is maintenance. Now, I haven't gone too crazy on maintenance. I've done a lot of preventative maintenance, and I'm not going to count things like tires and brakes, because that's to be expected out of any car, even a Tesla, you know, any car. It does not matter. That's like automatic. If you buy a car, you're accepting you're getting tires and brakes and oil changes as well. So I'm not going to be including that. But everything else, I'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I replaced when I got this car was my front wheel bearings. Now, I got the car inspected, and the front wheel bearings were actually on their way out. Now, I didn't replace all four. I do still need to actually replace my back ones. I didn't do the job myself. I was still really new to cars at the time. This side looks so whack, bro. Oh my God. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be replacing this bumper and maybe this fender too at some point. I might be able to fix this, but this, I hate this. Anyhow, I paid $300 parts and labor for my wheel bearings. I had a buddy of mine that was a certified mechanic do them, and I've had no problems with it. I did that 2 years ago, and they're still really good and solid. One of the second things that went wrong on my G35 was actually my cam sensors. You're not gonna be able to really see them because it's too dark. I'd have to flash a light, but they're back here, and there's one underneath that goes into the bottom of the transmission. I had one go out, and my car, it would hard start, it would die at red lights, and I replaced just the one, and it worked for a little bit. The other one went out, and then unfortunately with the cam sensors, they all share the same circuit and ground, I believe. So you need to get matching cam sensors for all three. Otherwise, it can cause one of them to like kind of go wonky. They might get less power, and if one of them loses power or signal, your engine turns off. The engine thinks it's not spinning, and it will cut off the ignition 100%. I had this issue for a while because I didn't know I had a problem. I wasn't getting a code. Talk to my really good mechanic, Scott. If your mechanic's name is Scott, by the way, he's really good. I talked to my mechanic, Scott, and he was like, well, where did you get your cam sensors from? And I was like, well, I got them from AutoZone. And he's like, well, there's a problem. The AutoZone ones suck. Instead of getting them from Nissan, they wanted to charge me like $400 for two. I got all three for $150 OEM quality. I haven't any issues with them, and I assume they're gonna work for a very long time. So total, I probably spent like $300 on cam sensors, I believe. That's just an estimate. I don't have the receipts or anything, but I did have to get cam sensors multiple times and had to return them and all that yada yada. Now, one issue I did have that was very annoying, this is probably my most like really inconvenient issue. I was having an overheating issue, and no one could diagnose to me what was going on. I replaced the thermostat, that didn't fix it. The radiator was testing good, and the radiator cap was testing good, but no coolant was flowing through, and it was overheating immediately. Eventually, I took it to Scott again. He diagnosed it as a water pump. He said, yes, your water pump did need to be replaced because it was starting to leak. However, your radiator was actually clogged, even though it was testing bad. It wasn't letting enough water pass through. So replace the radiator, the water pump, and he went ahead and replaced the thermostat again just in case, and my coolant temperature sensor. Now, all that parts and labor, that was $800. I didn't do that myself. I still was a bit of a rookie at the time, but I did get that fixed, and all my cooling system is like new, and my car actually runs cooler than it did before, which is good because these VQs like to run hot. I contemplated getting an oil cooler, but my car like runs really, at a really good temperature. It was better than OEM, which is pretty crazy. I replaced my valve cover gaskets and my ignition coils and my spark plugs. Now, ignition coils and spark plugs are kind of just typical maintenance on every car, but I'll go ahead and include them because they are necessary. My valve covers, I got them 60 bucks off eBay, and I didn't fully trust the gaskets, so I did use Gasket Maker with the gaskets and on the spark plug tube seals. Now, for those of you that don't know, on this car, you can't just replace the valve cover gasket and tube seals. The tube seals are built into the valve cover, which is an absolutely horrible design by Nissan. It's a great way to rip you off, take the car to the dealership. But I did replace those myself. It wasn't too bad. It did take me like all day, but it wasn't like difficult really. It was just very time consuming. I got my ignition coils $80 off Amazon, and the only reason why I went cheap on those was because they got really good reviews. I didn't hear any bad things about them. They're AA ignition coils, and I've had no issues with these. I got NGK spark plugs, so all that, we're just gonna estimate that was like $200. One point I was getting a whine from one of the pulleys, and I found it was my AC compressor. So instead of like doing a rebuild or any of that, or just replacing the pulley, I did replace the whole AC compressor. I do live in Vegas, and having good AC is important, and I'm at high mileage, so I figured that was important as well. I did not do that myself, unfortunately. That was $780 parts and labor. I would have saved a lot of money if I just did that myself, and today I definitely would just do that myself. I did replace the alternator as well. Again, that was right before I really was comfortable on like doing really advanced stuff. That was $300 parts and labor. That wasn't too bad. I do have tie rods, my outer tie rods, because they are going bad. I got those. I think those are like $50. They're really inexpensive. I did replace my ball joints. I tried doing my ball joints a few months ago, and I just like could not do it. It was so difficult, and I was getting frustrated, and I said fuck it, I don't want to install this wrong, and then my wheel goes into the fender because it comes out, and then I crash and die. So I just paid Scott to do it. That was $280 parts and labor, so that wasn't too bad. Did replace my belts. I mean, that's really nothing. Like, this is at most like $30. I did replace the pulley. That was probably like $25, so add like $55 for belts and pulleys. Everything here is brand new or newer, except for I think that pulley down there. I have not replaced that yet. But that's pretty much it maintenance wise. I'll have the total right here on how much I have spent maintaining this car. I'm not going to include tires, oil changes, and brakes. Again, that is normal maintenance to be expected. But if you guys want to know, my tires were only $450. These are Federal 595s. These are cheap but decent tires. I actually really like them, and they've been treating me very well. So now it's time to talk about mods. I have a decent amount. I don't have a crazy amount or anything like that, but I will give you the list and price of mods. Now this spoiler I only spent 15 bucks for. It was a little messed up. You can kind of see right here, but it's very hard to tell. And I didn't paint it well, and then I kind of got scratched up, and I don't know how to clear coat apparently, so I'm gonna have to redo that, but that's not a big deal. My exhaust system, my whole system costs $1,000. I have Motordyne art pipes, and then I have a custom X-pipe true dual exhaust the rest of the way. That whole setup is $1,000. I do have stock headers. I have an oil catch can. This is also a cheap part from Amazon. Again, whenever I go cheap, I usually read reviews to see how it worked out for other people. And if it works out well, I like trying it because I like saving money, and I don't see the point in spending $200 on an oil catch can when the $25 one does the exact same thing. And this has been catching oil. I'll show you guys. Probably about time to change it. It's hard to see, but like right there, it's coming up. I don't like letting it get too high because it might start getting sucked back into the intake anyway. So yeah, that was $25. My intake was also cheap because it's literally just a tube and filter. I don't see the point in spending $300 on getting a fancy one. At the time I got this, I was on a bit of a budget anyway, but this has worked fine, and I don't have any issues with it. This was only like $50. If you want to count this, my oil cap was actually bad and leaking, so I just got an aftermarket one, a Nismo. That was $25. Now this is probably one of the more expensive mods besides my exhaust. I have the Tyne Flex Z coilovers. I do want to lower them just a little bit. Those were $780. I also have the Motordyne intake plenum spacer. That was $200. That's a pretty good mod for those of you guys that first get your G's and Z's and want to do a quick bolt on, get some power, and it's pretty easy to do. So you can do it with basic hand tools. This car is tuned by Z1 Motorsports. I did download the Osiris software, and I have the uprep cable and everything. This was kind of an expensive way to tune the car, and I'll explain. So yes, my tune, I did get gains, and I do feel the power difference. It's definitely night and day. But the software was like, I believe $500. That was with the cable. And then I had to spend $200 plus $150 for the tune, the e-tune to get emailed to me. So we're talking like $850 for the tune. And now had I just got it dyno tuned, I think I would have spent less than that. Like I could have even spent like half that maybe. And I probably would have been able to get a lot better flame action. I can get this to shoot flames, but it's very difficult. I have to two-step at like almost red line, and I don't like doing it too much because it's hard, and then I don't want to like get this engine too hot or damage it or anything, so I don't do it too much. But yeah, getting this tune cost like $850. Was it worth it? Yes. If I would tune it again, I probably would definitely go a cheaper route. I would just go get it dyno tuned. However, the dyno tuner that I know out here in Vegas said he doesn't do like backfires and pops. And I'm like, well, what the hell? It's my car. I want you to do it. But that's another story. I guess I'll include my radar detector. I got that as a Christmas gift, but I believe that one is like an $80 one. It's a Uniden. I'll probably put the exact model up here. That has come in handy, by the way. It is really nice to have. A mod I am going to be doing though, I have over here, I have a used front lip. I've been wanting to get one of these, I just haven't committed, but because I took it off the Red G, I just need to make this look nice. There is holes in it from drills, so I don't know if I'm just gonna drill holes into the bumper. So the total amount of money I've spent on this car, I don't know at this moment, but I'm definitely gonna put it up on the screen for you guys. I'm a little scared to figure it out because I've never actually added it up, how much money I spent on absolutely everything. I'm sure it's a lot. I have a passion for cars, as you guys can see, and I don't mind spending money on cars because I literally don't really spend money on anything else. I don't go on a whole bunch of fancy trips. I don't buy fancy clothes and all that stuff. I save my money or spend it on my car or spend it on like important stuff like bills and stuff like that. Again, we're going to be doing a BR30 swap on that red G35. I just need to move out, get my own space, get my life situated first. And I promise you, we're going to order the engine. We're going to start working on the engine outside of the car. And we're just going to get everything situated. Super pumped to get that started. I literally just want to get it now and just say yeet and throw everything together. But I have to be a little patient. You guys got to be patient too. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I will see you guys next time.